First, I want to make sure that this is very clear, as YouTube makes it hard for viewers to watch multiple part videos. This is going to be broken up into 4 parts. We do full uninterrupted interrogations on this channel, and the subject of this video was questioned for roughly 6.5 hours. So for your convenience, it will be a series. All of the links will be in the description as they are released, and for those that support us on Patreon, all of the videos are already posted for you to view there. Thank you. Welcome all you couch detectives out there. Join us every week for new cases, and if you're a fan of true crime, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. The absolute best way to support the channel is to subscribe, and if you appreciate what we're doing here, hit that like button, let us know that we're moving in the right direction. Okay, enough rambling, let's get into it.
My partner just touched on firearm ballistics a little bit ago. Just a minute ago when we were in here, right? You said you understood a little bit, but I don't really think you do. What do you understand about it?
I know that guns have certain patterns on the shells and stuff once they process.
Okay.
Once they process, as far as where did that come from? Was it the one you purchased, or you holding it for a friend? Was it Nick's?
No, it wasn't Nick's. No, it wasn't Nick's.
It could be a 22 or it could be a 43X.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's the same 43X that's in the pictures between you and
I know that the caliber is a 9mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why didn't you mention any of that earlier? Why didn't you tell us? Why,
I mean, because
why is all? Have you not noticed the pattern first?
No, what I'm saying is
15 hours we've had to sit here and backtrack everything.
Because I know that I didn't do anything to her.
Because what I just told you earlier, you give up nothing, and then every time I confront you on something, you just lie.
I know that I didn't do anything to her, so.
Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the gun. When did you put the gun there? And where did the gun come from? That's what we're trying to figure out now.
The gun's been there for a while.
For a while? How long is a while?
I mean, I don't use it.
I'm gonna make sure everyone knows what you did to your own kids.
No, I didn't. Sure. No, I didn't do anything to my kids, and I didn't.
You absolutely did.
I did not do anything. I did not do anything.
You're an evil person,
sir. I did not do anything.
From the time
you can serve me all you want. You're an evil person.
I'm not, and I didn't do anything.
You know how long it's been since we first put you in handcuffs to right now?
It's probably been 24 hours.
It's been less than 24 hours. It's been somewhere maybe 15-ish. Do you know how long those kids were by themselves with their dead laying there alone in that apartment with no adults, no food, no water, no nothing? How many smoke breaks have you gotten? How many times have we offered you food, water, gone to the bathroom, make sure you were doing okay? Did anyone check on them? They were in there longer by themselves with their on the floor, laying their blanket on her because they wanted to be near her because they were by themselves. Longer than you've been here with us.
Somebody returned it to me.
How does that make you feel?
Somebody, why didn't you say that earlier when you were talking about reporting stolen?
I mean, because I don't know what they did with it.
Who is that?
It's one of the guys who
What's their name?
It's a young guy.
What's their name?
He calls himself Scotty.
What's his real name?
I don't know.
Man, is this some more he calls himself Nick, he calls himself Scotty bullshit, man?
No, it's not.
15 and a half years
That's not a lie. No, it's not a lie. Hey, but I don't
15
know.
15 and a half years, you're up there with my top most evil people I've ever dealt with and talked to.
Somebody returned it to me, but I know that I didn't use it. It came out the Middleburg.
Despicable.
It came out the Middleburg and dropped it off to me.
I would show you those pictures again, but you don't give a shit. It does nothing. It didn't do anything to you earlier.
Those pictures hurt my spirit.
I can tell. You're real hurt. You just keep lying and trying to lie.
I'm tired, and I'm not really lying to you. I'm telling you the truth.
How do you explain the fact that those 2 casings, the silver 9mm casings from around the dead body, match the gun that's in the backyard? Explain it to me. Lie your way out of that one. Come on. Give me your evil lies. Come on.
I don't have any lies, and I don't have an explanation for that. But I do know that my gun did get returned to me from a guy
How?
in the complex.
How did it come back?
Why'd you bury it in the dirt then?
I just left it back there. Anything like that, my mom doesn't like stuff like that in the house.
She's got her own guns. She likes guns. Everyone in your house has guns.
She doesn't like me to have a gun on my person though.
Do you care about your mom? You don't care about your mom?
Yeah, my mom.
She hit the floor when she saw us unearth that gun. She hit the floor.
My mom isn't guilty of anything.
I know that.
Yeah,
You are.
She broke down because she knows you are pure evil.
How are you going to explain there's blood on those clothes that were hidden with that gun that's your size clothing? Explain that one.
I don't have any blood on anything. I don't have any blood on
So
anything.
now it's just from lying to denying?
I haven't been there since last Saturday.
Okay.
So
Then who'd you give that gun to go?
I didn't give it to anybody. I mean, I just, guy gave me like $100. He wanted to hold it, and then he returned it to me.
When was that?
He returned it to me maybe. I don't really think so.
So he has no reason to kill her. That's stupid. Stop.
I think he knows in passing, but I don't think, because I don't stay out there.
I gave you a little bit of credit earlier for being an educated, smart person, and I'm losing confidence in that.
Listen, I don't stay out there, and
because usually, if someone who is smart, at some point will start to recognize defeat, getting caught. Let me just separate myself from. You're not doing that.
No, but my thing is,
that's the true evil.
No, but I know where I was. I know what I didn't do. I know that I didn't do anything to her. And
saying it 1,000 times doesn't make it true.
I know that I didn't do anything to her. I know that. I know that the weapon did get back in my possession.
Your kids will know this story as they get older one day. I promise you that. They will know.
They'll know that I didn't kill.
You lie to me for a second. How did the gun get back to you?
The guy came and.
How did he come?
He was driving. He met me at the store. He met me next to the smoke shop across the street from the Walgreens. I rode a bicycle.
Okay.
He was in a vehicle.
What vehicle was he in?
I think he might have been something old, like a Cavalier or something.
Okay.
And he brought it back to me. And
what did you do? Did you manipulate it at all? Did you rack the slide? Did you do anything to it?
No.
Did you put ammo in it? Did you shoot it?
No, I didn't shoot it.
What'd you do with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many times did Scotty drive your mom's Volvo?
Never.
Oh, then how did the same ammo from the Glock get in your mom's Volvo?
What do you mean?
What does Scotty look like?
Scotty's more of an Arab.
Oh, he's more of an Arab. So does he look like you?
A little bit. I mean, I'm African American, so.
Okay.
A little bit.
Describe Scotty's physical stature. Is he built like you?
No, he's skinny.
Okay. So why is it that your son saw Dad and not Scotty?
My son.
You just said Scotty. You didn't even know if he knew. So he's never been around your kid.
No, but even when it comes down to what she had going in that apartment complex, I don't know who she dated. I've seen her talk to a guy who I was cool with, so I don't know how she moves. But at the end of the day, that was how that went.
And then you just went and threw a bullet in Mom's car too, set Mom up. I'm telling you.
No, I didn't throw a bullet in her
Mom's yard. You said there wasn't gonna be nothing there. Now there's a bullet.
No, I didn't.
I
I didn't throw a bullet in her car. No.
I think you want me to go arrest your mom.
No.
I
didn't throw anything in her car. If I had,
Scotty gave you a gun that you don't know Scotty did with?
No, but if I had,
you don't know shit about Scotty, but you're gonna hide a gun for him and then throw a bullet from that gun in your mom's car.
If he gave me like $100 just to rent it, I mean.
How did the bullet from the guns that Scotty gave you that you hid in the dirt in your mom's yard? How did one of those same bullets get in your mom's car? The same car that she gave you a ride in.
I'm not sure.
The same car that you snuck out the other night to go kill.
I mean, if I had extra bullets from that gun, then that's just that. That's probably.
When was the last time you drove that Volvo?
I've never driven it.
Never?
No, I don't drive at all. She picked me up in it She picked me up in that Volvo the day when she picked me up.
Again, how did the casings that were a dead body, how do they match the same gun that's hidden in a hole in your mom's backyard next to your clothes? The bloody clothes that you wore to.
The guy stays in the apartment complex. Well, I think he stays out there. I know he hangs out there. So, you know, he and I, we met each other a couple of times, but he asked me if he could hold it.
You know I don't believe you. You just don't care. You're just not going to come off of it.
I'm just being honest.
You're going to take it to your grave, and that's cool because you're going to sit in prison.
No, I'm just being honest.
You're going to sit in prison.
I'm just being honest.
That's cool. You're going to be honest in prison.
I'm just being honest.
You're not being honest about anything.
I know that I haven't committed a murder. I didn't shoot anybody. The last time that I was in that apartment complex was when my mom picked me up in that Volvo. When she picked me up
How much time did you spend in jail when you got arrested for DUI?
Maybe a day.
Damn, you got a world of hurt coming when you get to prison. 1 day in jail, that's all you know about the inside? I feel sorry for you, bro. Because guess what? You go lie to them boys, see how that works out for you.
No, I'm not guilty.
I have to follow certain rules and protocols. Ain't no rules and protocols.
I understand,
other than you're about to be new meat.
But I'm not guilty of anything. I know that I didn't murder.
You tell them that. I'm done listening to you tell me that. You tell them that when you get in there. And when those prison guards find out and read your case and see what you did with your own kids. You know what they do to people that like mess with kids and hurt their own kids in prison.
I didn't hurt my kids and I didn't touch my kids.
You left them for 17 hours to fend for themselves.
I was never there. I was never there at that scene.
Scotty did it. Nick did it. Your mom did it.
No. Nick was never over there. Hold
on. Did your son?
No.
You sure?
No.
You weren't there.
When I brought up Nick, that was just me talking about
the presence. You sure your son didn't give you the gun? You sure it was Scotty?
That was just me talking about the presence of a gun. Nick didn't have anything to do with any type of crime.
How many random first name people have given you guns? Because it was Nick earlier and you didn't know anything about Nick.
No, but he's a neighborhood guy.
You didn't say anything about Scotty earlier. Where'd Scotty come from?
I mean, he hangs out. Just hangs out there.
But you're not out there, so how do you know?
I mean, when I used to go out there and visit so much.
Is there anything that we can say that you're not just going to come up with some crazy lie and make up some story that doesn't make any sense?
You know your family's legit concerned for you. Like, they legit are just like, I don't know what's wrong with them.
But I'm not lying about it. I know that I didn't do anything to anybody.
You grew up in
with my pistol.
Man.
And even when it comes down to the guy Scotty who I let hold it for $100, I don't even think he did it. You know what I mean? But I know that he returned.
Of course he didn't do it. He doesn't have a reason to.
No, but I know. But
you're the only person that has a reason to.
He couldn't have done it because he gave you the gun before it happened.
No, I got the gun back. Like yesterday.
Earlier you said it's been a while, and I said how long is a while? A couple days, couple months, couple years? And you said a while. Yeah. A while's not a day.
No, you asked me about the time between when I had seen him from when he picked it up to now.
All right. There's nothing left.
It's the same, man. I don't know where you went versus where your family went, because your family is top-notch people. I mean, I've spoken to all of them now, most of them. Your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, top-notch, top-tier people, man.
Yeah, but
and then I sit here and then, like, I don't understand the evil. I don't understand what happened in your life. How'd you get so evil? Like, what happened to you? When did your soul die?
I'm not guilty of anything. I didn't do anything.
When did your soul die? What killed your soul?
My soul is alive. I didn't do anything. I'm not guilty of anything. And I know I'm not.
Scotty is. Nick is.
No, Nick's not guilty of anything. He just let me.
I mean, so far you've been willing to. Like,
I mean, the thing about
blame
it.
on anybody and everybody.
I'm not putting any blame on anybody. But I know what I didn't do. I can't speak on what the next person did.
And then every time you've had a chance to get out in front of something.
No, but I know a lot of people.
Just lie. No, and then when we come back and catch you in it.
I mean, because at the end of the day, I know. No, but at the end of the day, I know that you guys we're looking for the same person, the person who murdered her. And I know that I didn't do that.
We're not looking.
So, did you give Scotty clothes? You hid those clothes, the gun and the clothes? You got those clothes from Scotty too? Would he take some of your clothes?
No.
Okay. Then what's the deal with the clothes that are right there next to where the gun was? Why'd you put those there?
Man, he gave me all the stuff.
He gave you all the stuff.
He gave me all of it. I didn't know what he did, though.
So those weren't just some stuff that you threw it out after doing some yard work?
No.
I would like to take the time to thank all of our members. Your support really helps the channel continue, and you are truly appreciated. For early access to all of our videos, exclusive videos, and extra case content, consider joining our Patreon. The link is in the description below. Okay, let's get back to it.
Scotty from where? And you drove that shit all the way back to the ravine?
I didn't drive that
41 miles?
I didn't drive it anywhere. Those clothing items, that's stuff that's just laying around.
You're cold, bro. You're cold.
But he brought it to me.
Cold. I don't know, man. There's obviously, we're not gonna make any progress. All right, I've given you.
I know that
15 hours worth of opportunity to come clean. All right, you don't have to.
I know that I didn't murder,
and I know that you did.
I did.
That's where we are. That's where we are.
And better than that, we can prove that you did. So you can come up with all these stories. What can you prove?
But even with those clothes, nothing was done with those clothes.
How do you know?
Because I just
Scotty gave them to you.
What do you mean you just know? How do you know it was done with the clothes?
No, Scotty gave me back the gun.
You just said Scotty gave you all the stuff just literally 2 minutes ago.
First you said that the clothes were used in gardening, and now you're saying that he gave you the clothes.
You guys are talking to me.
Confusing me? Shut up.
No, you guys are talking to me at the same time. I've been up for 24, 26 hours straight.
63 seconds ago, you said Scotty gave you all that stuff, and then you said he only gave you the gun. Go ahead, explain. I'm listening. I'm not going to talk.
Yeah, when it comes to the gun and everything, he gave me the gun back.
What kind of gun was it?
It was a Glock. It was a Glock that he rented from me for like $100.
A Glock what?
It was either a 22 or a 43.
Where'd you get it from?
It was probably one of the same.
Not a probably. Where'd you get it from?
It was probably one of the same ones from over there at the apartment.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
I can't help myself. You like probably and maybe a lot.
Where'd you get the gun from? Did you find it laying around like the BB gun?
No, I didn't find that laying around.
Then how'd you get it from the apartment?
I mean, I took the gun. I took it with me.
From where?
I stole it back.
From who?
I stole it back from her before I left.
She never stole it. You said you left it there.
When I reported it stolen, she had originally stolen it, and I took it back without her knowing that I took it back.
Then why didn't she tell us that?
I mean, that's not that important.
It's very important. You being in possession of a firearm that killed and her unborn child doesn't seem important to you? You leaving your 2 kids for over 17 hours to fend for themselves laying on the floor doesn't seem important to you?
The main fact
seem important to you?
Never at that apartment.
What does seem important to you?
I was never at that apartment.
Are you the only person that's important to you? Your well-being?
No.
Not the well-being of the children that you brought into this world?
I was never.
Not the well-being of the woman that you're supposed to care for? Not the well-being of the unborn baby in her stomach? You don't care about any of that because you are an evil person. You did this and you don't care about anyone but you.
I was never at
That's the end of it. There's nothing else you can say.
I was never at that apartment complex.
Oh, you keep saying that. Say it 10 more times. See what's going to change.
Hold on. I was never at that apartment complex 117 times. I got that.
We heard you.
I'm sitting here telling you were.
I wasn't.
Okay.
I never went there.
That's what you're going to stand on. Take it to your grave.
I never went there.
And when
I stayed in Middleburg the whole night.
I don't know who. I'm sure at some point your mom will get beyond this. Maybe right now I can tell you she's just.
But the guy.
Your mom may come visit you in prison someday. Your kids aren't going to come visit you.
But the guy who gave me the gun back, I don't know what he did with it. But
your kids won't.
Well, you've already told us that Scotty didn't kill her.
Yeah, I said I don't know what anybody would do with anything. If anybody did something with a weapon, they wouldn't tell me.
I think your mom might come visit you in prison, but your kids won't.
Understood, but I'm not guilty.
Okay.
Not guilty. Can I get a witness?
No, I didn't. I didn't do anything to him.
All right. That's it. 15 hours if I didn't do it. That's where we are. I gave you all the reasons why you did.
But I didn't.
I just confronted you.
I didn't do it.
Who did? Who did?
I didn't do it.
You don't know that either?
The only thing that I know is...
Who'd you send over there to do it?
I didn't send anybody anywhere to do anything.
You didn't have anybody go kill him? You're very quick to say, I wasn't there, I didn't go there.
You can look through my. You guys have my phone.
Well, you've already lied about that. We looked through your phone and saw the stuff you were withholding earlier. We looked through your phone earlier and saw all the information that you had withheld from us the first go round of it.
Yeah, I didn't kill anybody. I didn't put my hands on her.
Do you know who killed her?
No, I don't.
Why the hesitation?
It could have been him.
Did you discuss how to kill with someone?
No, I didn't.
Did you want that? Was she aggravating? Was she threatening you?
No. But I know that. I mean, she did threaten me sometimes. She did aggravate me sometimes, but it wasn't worth a murder. I know that.
Did you in any way, shape, or form have anything to do with either killing, planning the killing, setting up the killing of?
No.
Okay. And you have no idea who did?
No.
And you have no idea why someone would?
I can name reasons, but there probably wouldn't be enough evidence to support it.
Sorry.
Anything changed? He still didn't do it? Okay. Just walk me back through this. I'm just going to try and understand the story that you've given us. So, you buy a firearm sometime last year, a Glock 43X, correct? 9mm Glock.
Yeah.
Okay. You got it at her apartment, right?
Yeah.
You leave it there when you go back to Connecticut, and she steals it.
Yeah, she said that she couldn't find it and stuff like that.
Okay. When do you come back and steal it back from her?
I probably found
not probably. When did you come back and steal it from her? You can give me an approximate date range.
Right before, I want to say maybe right before I left her apartment, because she left me there by myself.
Left her apartment when?
Like last Saturday. It was between last Friday and last Saturday.
Where did you find it at?
I found it in the closet.
Which closet?
I found it in her bedroom closet.
In her bedroom closet. Was it in a box? What condition was it?
It was like tucked on a shelf behind a lot of clothes and stuff like that.
Where was everyone else when you found it?
She had taken the kids with her. I was by myself.
Okay. Was it loaded?
It was loaded.
It was loaded with what?
It was just loaded with bullets.
Do you know what color? What kind? Hollow point? Ball ammo?
I'm not sure.
What color was it? Was there one in the chamber?
I don't think so.
Okay. But it was loaded with a magazine, had some in it?
It probably did have one in the chamber.
It probably did, or it didn't?
I'm not sure. I didn't.
Hold on. 73 probably. Let me mark it.
I didn't look at those details.
You were saying it was loaded. I'm just asking.
It was loaded.
It was loaded. The gun's in two conditions. Loaded, unloaded.
No.
Which one was it?
It was loaded, but I'm not sure. When you say loaded, you mean one in the head?
I'm talking about...
The clip was in it.
The clip was in it?
Yes,
was there bullets in the clip?
Yes, there were.
Was there one in the head?
I think so.
How do you know that there was bullets in the clip and one in the head?
I'm kind of 50-50 on whether it was one in the head or not. I'm not sure.
How did you know that there was bullets in the clip?
Because of the weight of it.
Because of the weight of it. So you never took the clip out and looked at it?
No.
Okay. So that was Saturday as you steal it back. Where do you do with it after you steal it back?
The guy, I saw the guy and stuff like that. He saw it in my hand.
What guy?
I saw Scotty one day. He was like, "Hey man, you let me hold it one day," and I really.
This was after Saturday.
Yeah, and I was really going to.
Do you know which day that was?
If that was Saturday, I probably saw if that was Saturday, I think if I found it on Friday and if I left Saturday, that means I spoke to him that Saturday. So I found it Friday, saw him Saturday, left Middleburg Saturday.
Left Middleburg or left?
I left that Saturday.
So the same day that you find the gun, you loan it to some random guy named Scotty that you don't know?
I had seen him around quite a bit. Everybody.
But you don't know his name. You don't know what he looks like.
I mean, I think he's Indian or Arab. He's a skinny.
Okay, so let's get past that because I don't want to get drawn up on the details that you like to go down. Friday, you find your gun that's been missing for months that you reported stolen back in January. So for 7 months, this gun's been stolen. The day after you find it, you give it to a guy named Scotty that you've seen around the apartments.
But the thing about him is...
Did you or did you not give the gun to Scotty the day after you found it? That's a yes or no question.
Yeah, I let him hold it for.
Okay. Did he pay you?
Gave me $100.
He gave you $100. Okay. So then, where do you go after that on Saturday?
I stayed in Middleburg.
Until you came back yesterday to the scene?
That was the first time I went back to Mission Point.
Okay. When did Scotty bring the gun back to you?
But he came back to Mission Point, I want to say yesterday afternoon around, it might have been 12:31-ish.
Yesterday afternoon around 12:31-ish.
Probably around that time, ballpark. And when he gave it back to me, because I'm not driving.
That was at Mission Point?
No, that was in Middleburg.
That was in Middleburg?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
how did you run into him at Middleburg?
No, I mean, he sent me a message.
On what?
On Facebook.
So if I go to your Facebook Messenger, I'm gonna find a message saying what?
It might say, hey, I'll drop it off at such and such.
Okay. Do you know what his Facebook name is?
I think it's like Scotty Beam.
Scotty Beam. So in a minute, I'm gonna go look at your phone and your Facebook messages, and there's gonna be a message from a Scotty's person saying, "Hey, I'm coming 45 minutes south to Middleburg to give you a gun back that you lent to me the day prior."
Yeah.
What about a key? Did you give him a key too?
No.
Well, you lent this gun.
I wouldn't give a person
Scotty.
a key. I wouldn't give a person a key.
Just told you that this gun was used to kill. So can you not help us figure out based on that?
I mean,
do you not want to?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't ask. I didn't know what they did.
When you leave the house, how do you go out?
When I ride the bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
I ride out of the.
How do you get out of the house?
Sometimes I just walk through the front door.
Through the front door? When you went to go met Scotty, did you go through the front door?
What do you mean?
When you went to go met Scotty, did you go through the front door?
When I was in Middleburg?
Yeah. Where else were you on Saturday?
I might have walked through the. You're talking.
On Saturday?
Last Saturday was my mom picked.
When you said you got the gun back.
Oh, yesterday I left out of the.
Are you Nick and Scotty? Maybe I think you're Jerome, Nick, and Scotty.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I'm just me. But
who's me?
I'm just Jerome, Bursey. So, but I did walk out of the garage and I grabbed the bicycle and I left and rode up there and then I grabbed it, and because I couldn't meet him, I couldn't drive out there and anything like that. So he came somewhere where I could get it from him.
Do you know who killed him?
I don't.
Did you have anything to do with the orchestrating, setting up, planning, plotting the killing of?
No.
Okay. And you didn't in any way assist, help, or aid in the killing of, or disposing of, or covering up any evidence of?
No.
The killing of Tasheka?
No, and I can say backlash, not knowingly.
And even if you did know about that, but you didn't physically do it, we still have the issue of you left your kids there for 17, 18 hours, whatever it was.
How can I leave my kids somewhere if I'm not even there in the first place?
Easy. You have no soul and you're evil. Told you that earlier.
How was I? Honestly, I didn't even know.
Are we being honest now? We haven't been honest this whole time. Are we being honest now?
I'm being honest.
Now you are.
I'm being honest.
Now you're on. You haven't been. Do you want to be honest now?
I'm being honest.
All right, let's then honestly tell us what happened.
I didn't. I never made. I can't really get that far because of the transportation issues. So.
Oh, I thought we were being honest. Are you honestly going to tell me what happened?
The last time, the only person who gave me a ride to that side of town or back to Jacksonville was Dale yesterday around 5:30 p.m. That was the first time I had gone back to that complex since the day that I left. But, you know, if I was driving or something like that, I probably would have taken it to him, but I couldn't get anybody. You know, I wasn't going to Uber or Lyft. I couldn't get out.
Your mom didn't take you over there at any point in the past few days?
No.
Your mom never drove you there late at night?
No.
Well,
she picked me up from over there Saturday night.
She said she'd drive you over there. She'd give you 15, 20 minutes to go do what you needed to do inside and then drive you back home. But she didn't sit out all night waiting on you. She didn't drop you off and leave and go back home. So now mom's a liar.
No, my mom doesn't. She doesn't really condone foolishness.
I met your mom. She's a really sweet lady. I really like her. So if you're going to start telling me she's lying, then
no, I'm saying she doesn't condone foolishness. But my mom, she wouldn't do anything like that. I haven't been.
Well, you're not saying your mom did. Your mom said that she dropped you off for 15, 20 minutes out there.
Now you're calling your mom a liar.
I haven't been since last Saturday.
And you don't have any idea who would hurt.
Saturday as in yesterday Saturday?
Well, yesterday was the first day that I had gone over there since last Saturday. In the past, she would take me over.
So you were over there?
No, I wasn't. I said in the past, my mom, she would take me over there for like 15, 20 minutes, but
I just said that.
But
you told me when I asked you the first time.
No, I'm talking about in the past.
You said that she doesn't condone foolishness.
But not this week. Not this week though. She didn't take me there this week. I stayed in Middleburg the whole entire week.
Do you think we're believing anything that you say right now?
I mean, you can look at my phone location stuff. You can look at all that. I haven't been.
So help me find Scotty. Let's find Scotty. We got to verify.
Because it sounds like Scotty had the gun. And he's probably the one that killed her. So how can we identify Scotty?
How do I get in touch with Scotty?
I don't think he'll do that.
He had the gun. Who else did it?
I don't think he would do that.
Well, he had the gun, so we got to go somewhere. Just like we're going through all these motions with you, we got to go through the motions with Scotty.
Are we going to go back to mom again? Don't do that to me. I like you.
No.
Okay.
How are we going to find Scotty?
Where's my phone? I can try and see if I can bring the page up. But we would probably have to sit out at.
What apartment does he stay in?
I don't think he stays out there. I think he probably just.
You said he stayed out there, so now he doesn't stay out there?
No, I said I didn't know if he stayed out there or not, but he's kind of well known out there. A lot of people, he just kind of.
So if I go around and ask around about Scotty, everyone's going to know who Scotty is?
9 times out of 10.
Someone's going to know who Scotty is.
9 times out of 10.
And when I asked Scotty about that gun, he said he's going to say that he gave you $100 to hold it on Friday, and then turned around and came all the way to Middleburg to give it to you on Saturday.
He may or may not.
And what if he doesn't? Who's lying?
I think that he would be the one who was lying because I'm mentioning him.
So when we find Scotty and we take Scotty's DNA and we compare it to the DNA on the gun, is Scotty's DNA going to be on the gun?
9 times out of 10, yes.
Is your DNA? Well, no, it's not 9 times out of 10. That's 100%. That's a yes or a no.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
The murder weapon, the gun used to kill is buried in a hole in your mom's backyard, only feet away from where you sit and smoke and congregate all the time, in your room right there, like literally right there. You're the closest one actually in that house to where that gun was found, in those clothes. Your bedroom where you sit and hang out all the time is actually the closest out of anybody else's bedroom or anything else in that house to where the gun was found.
Yeah.
How do you think this looks, man? The week before, you break her door, wrestling over it. You hold a gun to her head. You tell us that...
I didn't hold a real gun to her head because I didn't have a real gun at that time.
You did have the real gun at that time.
No, I didn't find the real one until, I was in the apartment by myself just kind of looking through stuff.
So do you think that picture now isn't fake of the gun?
I think that it's a picture that she probably had because she had possession of the gun.
Okay. All right. So do you think it's a coincidence that you were accused of by your mother saying that you told her this, and by your sister saying that you told her this, and by Takesha saying that she told your sister and your mother this, that you broke her door and that you held a gun to her head?
No.
Hold on. Let me finish. The same gun that you reported stolen in January that you stole back the other day that you lent to Scotty, do you think that that's kind of a coincidence that all of that happened and then it happened again and she died and then that gun and your bloody clothes were found buried under your room? Do you think that's a coincidence? Do you see how all this is lining up? Do you see how all that's lining up?
I don't have...
What are we supposed to believe?
I don't have anything to do with how she would try and weave her tale.
She's not weaving her tale.
No, a lot of times... You
told your mother that. You told your sister that.
No, but at the end of the day, whenever something would happen between she and myself, she would try and blow it out of proportion to my family members, which is something I didn't do. At the end of the
day, 2 weeks ago, you broke her door, held a gun to her head.
No, I didn't.
And then the other day, you broke her door again and shot her.
No, I didn't hold a gun to her head.
And then that gun and your bloody clothes were found under your...
I didn't hold a gun to her head, and I did not shoot her.
It's amazing that you're trying to talk your way out of this.
No, I'm serious. I didn't shoot her. Who did? I never went back to that apartment.
But Scotty didn't shoot her, right?
I mean, my thing is...
Did Scotty shoot her, yes or no?
I don't want to blame people for anything.
You're going back and forth. When we're trying to identify Scotty, you're saying it wasn't Scotty.
I'm not the only person with a Glock 43. I'm not the only person.
You're the only one with a Glock 43 under your stairs and your DNA on it that is the same Glock 43 that shot twice and killed her.
You didn't even have a Glock 43X earlier. It was gone. You didn't know what happened to it. And now you know you put it in a hole on your parents'
Glock 22 and a Glock 43.
But you didn't have a Glock 43X.
So the Glock 22 was stolen. Have you miraculously stolen that one back too?
No.
No. So that one's still out there until we find it, right? And then...
I mean, I can right now. That is 100% bold-faced lie you told earlier. You said you did not know what happened to the Glock 43X, so you reported it stolen. However, it's in a hole in Mom's backyard.
I mean, I wasn't going to say
100% lie.
I wasn't going to say anything about her taking the gun and then me finding it and stuff like that. I mean,
why not?
I mean, I told you guys.
You're facing murder charges, and you think that that's a detail you should probably just skip over?
I mean, I told you that it came up missing because of her, but I found it, and I don't even think that she knew that I found it. I don't even think that she knew that I found it in her closet. She probably noticed it later.
I think she probably knew because you pointed it at her head 2 weeks ago and then you shot her with it.
I didn't point.
Pretty sure she knew you had it.
I didn't point that.
In fact, I don't think it was ever stolen.
I didn't point.
I think that was a lie.
I didn't point.
Just like everything that you've been saying for the last 15 hours.
I didn't point that gun at her head.
You haven't said one truthful statement in 15 hours.
That gun has never been anywhere with me. I live in Connecticut, so I had no point. It's no point.
You bought it.
Yeah, but once it was stolen...
Then what do you mean it hasn't been?
Once it was stolen, once I reported it stolen...
But then you stole it back.
It kind of, months later, it wasn't any good to me.
Why wasn't it any good to you? Because you had shot your baby mama with it?
No, I didn't shoot her with anything, but it wasn't any good to me because I couldn't take that on the airport, and then I had already reported it stolen, and with it being in her possession, I didn't know exactly what she might have done with it. I don't know what she did with it between the time that I found it and between the time it was stolen. I don't know if she let somebody hold it. I don't know if she took it.
Does that matter?
I mean, it matters if you're trying to take a gun on a plane, and I don't live in Jacksonville.
What are you even talking about right now?
The gun has never made its way up north.
Okay, so we never said it did. We don't care if it did.
I'm just being honest.
You haven't been honest this whole time. I believe it. Hey, I believe you. You probably didn't take that gun up north. There you go.
No, but that gun's been in Jacksonville the whole time.
Okay. What's your point?
And I know I didn't kill her.
Oh, okay. So
I feel better now.
Okay.
Hold on. Jerome did not kill her. I'll type that up and close it out. We're done. Even though the ballistic says you did, even though the clothing at your mom's house that you buried and hid in the ground, all that good stuff, yeah. Even though Scotty doesn't exist, Nick is bullshit. You lied about a gun being stolen.
Scotty's
your own family, your own family,
your own, didn't have anything to do with
your own family. I don't know. We don't know. We've tried. We've all tried.
But all I know is that the last time I went was the day that I left, which was that last Saturday. And the first time that I had popped up out there since then was yesterday. So I know for a fact, I know when I go inside
telling the truth. You were there yesterday. You were there yesterday at 1:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. You killed her.
And
then you came back at about 6 o'clock in the evening.
How was I going to get there? I don't drive.
Your mom said she dropped you off for about 15, 20 minutes.
There's a
My mom did not take like Friday or Saturday.
A bullet in that Volvo.
Who did?
You drove the Volvo and you left the bullet.
No,
in it.
I never drove. No, I didn't drive.
Shit.
No, I didn't drive that Volvo.
How did your bullet get in there?
That bullet.
Mom toting that gun.
I
she
think
put it in the hole.
that bullet. I think that bullet was in her apartment. I think I might have put it in my pocket or something like that, like a loose bullet.
I'm gonna call your mom and tell you you've been trying to implicate her this whole time.
No, like seriously. I don't know how many bullets were in the gun, but if it was a loose bullet, 9 times out of 10, I probably just had it in my pocket.
Why would you have a loose bullet in your pocket? You don't have a gun?
Because I wouldn't leave something like that in an apartment.
Why?
I've gotten to know
Because of my kids.
If you say
you care about your kids now?
I always care about my kids.
You didn't ask about them until like 10 hours into this investigation.
I didn't even know what happened in those apartments until you guys gave me the information.
Every time
yesterday.
you said 9 times out of 10, the statements immediately following were lies. I mean, everything you said has been a lie, but those definitely were lies.
I know that. I didn't go back to that apartment complex. I went there yesterday in concern. I called her all day. I texted her all day. I contacted her mom. I know that I wasn't there. I never went there.
How long can you go? I think I got another 12 hours. I mean, let's just sit here and do this for 12 hours.
What?
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Tell me about.
Can we?
Tell me
before
about.
You guys ask more.
Hold on. Give me another 9 times out of 10 story. I like this.
I don't have any 9 times out of 10. I think that a better term would be
probably
to
maybe.
just say what it is. 9 times out of 10 is always like a higher probability. That's why I say that, like 90%.
I think there's a 9 times out of 10 you probably killed her.
I didn't touch her.
Maybe.
No, you didn't touch her.
Maybe.
You touched the gun. And you pulled the trigger.
And
then the bullet touched her. So I agree. You're probably right. 9 times out of 10, I think you're right. You didn't touch her.
I didn't.
Jerome,
you shot her.
Man, all seriousness, all the jokes aside, man, this is a serious situation. Mother lost her life, man. She's laying there. I showed you the pictures. Okay, it's a horrible, gruesome scene. Those kids. I mean, they witnessed it. They were there. I don't know. They had to live in that and experience it, okay, for 17, 18 hours, whatever it was, okay?
You guys didn't give me
left there alone.
You guys didn't give me the details.
The gun that killed her was found at your mom's house, buried in a hole.
Yeah, once it was returned to me.
Same ammo and casings type are in your mom's car that are in that gun. They're at the scene.
But once the gun was returned to me, I still didn't.
Explain the bullet in your mom's car then. The same one with the same casing. Did Scotty get in your mom's car?
No.
Did you loan Scotty your mom's car too?
No.
Okay.
The bullet was something that I just picked up. If I was trying to really do something, I just would have took the bullet and put it inside of the gun. But I didn't have the gun.
Okay.
Did you kill her, yes or no? Just straight up.
No.
Not a 9 times out of 10,
No.
not a maybe, not a probably.
10 out of 10,
Tell me right now that you did not kill her.
No.
Tell me right now that you did not kill her.
I did not kill her.
You do not know anything about who killed her?
No.
Okay, cool. Jerome, you're being charged with murder.
It could be Scotty.
Okay.
I don't know. I know I didn't.
We'll be in later to arrest you and walk you over to the jail.
Can I get a cigarette for a moment?
Those days are done, man.
hands behind your back. We're not playing that. This is for your safety. We're not playing.
Hear me? This is for your safety.
Stop resisting. Hey,
Stop resisting.
Just
This
relax.
is for your safety, okay?
Just relax.
I'm not resisting.
Just relax. Stop tensing your arms. Just relax. We don't want to hurt it.
Now, if you move, they're going to tighten up on you. That's on you.
Relax. You're still tensing up, Jerome. Relax, okay? Listen, I know this is a lot to deal with, okay?
I didn't do it, though.
Hey,
Oh, yo, well, man, my key. You got
Yeah.
it. Anybody got a key?
I didn't do it.
hey. You've had ample opportunity to explain, okay?
didn't do
They
it.
have provided you with more than ample opportunity.
They asked me if the guy did it,
Okay.
and I said I didn't know.
Jerome,
Hey, stop tensing so he can lock these.
I'm not
They're going
telling.
to tighten up on you if you don't let
9
them lock
times
it.
out of 10.
you are trying to spit some irrational stuff at a room full of rational people,
I think that
including
is-
yourself. You are a very rational person.
He did it. He did it. I didn't do it. And I don't want nobody to
double
kill
lock?
me.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna kill you.
I don't want nobody to kill me because I say that somebody did something.
All right, come sit down.
The only person that did something is the person sitting in this room that's not a policeman.
Sit down right there.
You still have that lighter from earlier? There should be 4 points if you want to grab those.
Where are they?
What is on this?
They're on our thing.
Do something to you.
What?
I didn't want him to do something to me. But I think he did it.
Well, unfortunately, your time to talk to me has finished.
Here, if you want to take those, we'll put the
No, put these on
we'll put the
speed
4
first.
points. Stay right there. No, you're good. You're good. Stay right there. Lift up this leg.
Sit down.
So,
Sit down.
a reality setting in now.
I just know that I didn't do it.
A reality setting in now. You weren't worried before. You played calm and cool for a long time.
No, but it seems
I
like you
said-
just want to pin it on me.
Hang on you. I've been talking to you for 15, 16 hours.
You asked me as soon as I said I'm not sure if he did it, you were like, that means I did it.
Stand up.
Just made the same mistake a lot of people do. You came here.
Use the small key.
Thought you could lie your way out of it.
No, I know I didn't do it. I know where I was. I know where I was.
The big one doesn't work.
Yeah, the big one won't work. You gotta use the small one.
Yeah. Yep.
Ah, that's too tight.
We're taking it off.
Taking it off.
Take them off.
So you gotta work with me.
Keep your hands out by that front building. You pull into the gate and you make a right. I think this building, her building, you should, it might be building 500.
Who is?
Huh?
Who is?
So this is a guy out there. He does little stuff. Oh,
Tag out. Subdue that. She's waiting on that.
Hopefully 9 times out of 10 I'll find them.
Hey, here's your lighter. Yeah, grab my lighter.
Yeah, how much?
And his other belongings.
I just want my lighter.
Alright, ma'am. We'll be back. Please don't go anywhere, by the way. You can't go.
no, I know the cameras.
It's just walled off.
I know you guys watching.
Yeah. Where's your glasses at, Jerome? They take your glasses?
They were sitting right there.
Okay. Did you leave them up there when you tried to go up there?
No, I had them in my pocket.
Okay.
But
I just want to make sure. I want to make sure we get them back to you.
I know that. I just know how it is.
You know how what is?
The guy who I let hold the gun,
Mm-hmm.
I just know that I wouldn't be safe if he did or if he didn't. If he was to come in here and they said that he did it, then I wouldn't be safe anywhere. I'd have to ask to be in like protective custody and stuff.
Here's the bottom line, man. All right? You are refusing to accept responsibility for anything. You are characterizing everything and making an excuse and coming up with these creative explanations.
No, I'm accepting
that don't make sense.
I'm accepting responsibility for giving the gun to somebody, but
what was your purpose of giving them the gun?
He asked me to hold it.
He
rented it from me.
But why? What was he going to do with it? What did he tell you he was going to do with it? What did you ask him to do with it?
That wasn't my business. Whatever he was going to do with it. But he could have went in the apartment. Maybe he thought I was in the.
That's nonsense, man.
I don't know.
If he borrowed the gun from you, why would he go in the apartment thinking you're in there? That's nonsense.
People do that type of stuff all the time.
That's nonsense. You know that's nonsense. Here's the thing, man. All right.
Some people look at me and they think that I've had a guy in that apartment complex try to rob me, and I didn't even have any money on me.
Okay.
So it's just one of those types of things. But the guy, if you ask about it, they'll probably give you a description of him. I said he's like Indian.
All right, here's the thing. Look, I'm gonna take you back to elementary, right? Essentially to. All right. From that age, growing up, you're taught the difference between right and wrong.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're also taught that if you do something wrong, there is a consequence that's associated with a bad decision or a wrong decision. Can we agree with that?
That's true.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Are all wrong decisions done out of malice or ill will or anything like that? Or are some of them accidents?
A little bit of both.
Correct. So it's not, we can't characterize and say everybody that makes a bad decision did it out of just sheer evil and ill will, right? There are people that truly just innocently or accidentally do things that maybe they shouldn't do, right?
Yeah.
We call those learning opportunities, right? You learn from those. That's what builds character in us as persons and makes us better people, provided we don't continue to make those same mistakes.
That's true.
Right?
Understood.
Okay. So now, let's say hypothetically speaking, I'm an 8-year-old little boy. Mama goes to the grocery store and she knows that this 8-year-old little boy loves chocolate chip cookies. But the only time I get chocolate chip cookies is if I eat all the veggies on my plate. Right?
Yeah.
So, I don't like my veggies. I don't like to eat them every day. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll slide a couple of them off in the trash can. I'll slide them to the dog, the cat, whoever, and then I'll say, "Hey, Mom, can I have some cookies?" Yeah. Now, am I being completely honest with Mom? By saying I ate my veggies, am I being completely honest with her?
Yeah.
I am?
No, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm just agreeing with what you're saying.
I don't want you to agree. I want you to I'm trying to see if you're able to follow and comprehend what I'm saying. Okay? So if I am dishonestly getting rid of these veggies, giving them to the dog, throwing them in the trash, but yet I'm telling my mom that I am eating all of them because I know my reward is going to be a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
Right? Am I being honest with her? Am I being honest with myself?
I understand, but I know that I didn't do anything.
Okay. Again, we can agree to disagree. Okay. You will have an opportunity to explain your story before a jury of your peers. Okay. And then it'll be up to them to make a determination as to whether or not they feel like a reasonable, prudent person such as yourself, who has such ridiculous explanations that evidence overwhelmingly contradicts these ridiculous explanations, and then it'll be up to them to decide what your future is going to be. That is not up to me. That is not up to anyone else here in this room. Okay? So these are just things that you need to think about and you need to process. Something went terribly wrong. It's time to be a man, and it's time to step up and own and take responsibility for your actions. It's plain and simple. Okay? There's nothing, at this point, there is nothing you can do that's going to change what happened. There's nothing that's going to put it back.
Where is the weapon?
It is now in our custody. Okay? I'm going to be completely honest with you, just like these guys were. We recovered the weapon from the place that you hid. We took it to our fire. One of the part of the delays of us taking so long to get back to interview you is we took it to our firearm. We have a firearms laboratory. We took it and we had a professional test fire at that gun, and that gun is the gun that was used to kill, that you used.
Didn't kill her.
Okay. If you didn't do it yourself, you had somebody do it. Plain and simple.
I didn't ask you. I didn't even know that she was dead until I made it to the scene.
That's false, man. That's false.
True.
That's fake news. All right. Again, I'm not gonna get upset because we can agree to disagree. All right. But what I'm telling you is, I don't need to tell you. Okay. You know. If you have any type of conscience, any type of heart and soul, you know what you did and what you're responsible for.
I know that.
Whether directly or indirectly, you know that, and you have to bear that. I don't have to bear that. Okay. That's something that you have to bear, and obviously, it's having an effect on you. Because reasonable, prudent people don't do what you just tried to do.
But I know that I didn't do it.
Okay. If you personally didn't do it, then you know who did it, and you know why they did it, because you asked them or told them to do it for you. So you could distance yourself.
I would never ask anybody to do that for me.
Okay.
But there might have been some. I don't stay over there. The last time that I was over there was that last Saturday.
So you're telling me that the gun fairy just showed up at your house mysteriously with a gun that you used to kill, and you just buried it. Also didn't think we would find it, which is why you weren't worried about us going to your house. All right. The problem is you think you're smarter than everybody. All right. Take a minute and realize and accept responsibility for your actions, man.
The responsibility that I'm willing to accept is the fact that I gave him the gun. I shouldn't have told him to give it back to me.
Okay. Well, again.
And I didn't know what he did with it. I didn't ask him to do anything, and that's just.
Okay. Well, again, we can agree to disagree. Okay. I don't think there's anything productive that's going to come from us continuing to talk about this, because you're going to continue with your same story, which doesn't make sense.
I mean, okay? the thing about that is, when he said that, it automatically felt like he was just trying to I felt like he was trying to disregard what I said.
No, sir.
I almost went insane.
The facts and evidence do not align with your story, okay? It is reality. It is time for reality to set in, and it's time for a reality check. He's not trying to trick you. He's not trying to persuade you into saying or doing something that you didn't do. You are being charged with murder. We have had an attorney from the state attorney's office who has been part of this investigation from the time we got called. That attorney evaluates the evidence independently and objectively.
So who else? It was me and who else?
What do you mean, you and who else?
Me. Who are the other suspects?
We don't chase suspects. We follow evidence, is what we do. We follow facts and evidence. Okay.
But yesterday,
which ultimately leads to the identification of a suspect.
But yesterday, when you guys grabbed me, when I went over to the scene, I wasn't doing anything but just going out there to see what was going on. Mm-hmm. And I hadn't heard anything about anything.
That's false.
That's true.
You may have convinced yourself that that's
true.
But we can prove that that is not true, okay? And you will get, I'm telling you, you will have your day, sir, okay? Let's talk about something different.
Before we go to this next step, can one of your colleagues just give me a cigarette so I can smoke, and then I can go?
I think the cigarette, I think we have been more than accommodating for you, okay?
I know it'll be a while.
You've had your last one for a little while, okay? So, and it's not. I'm not trying to.
Do you want me to help you find Scotty?
If Scotty actually exists, yes, but I think Scotty's a fictitious character. To be quite honest with you.
Wow. A lot of people out there know.
Okay. Did you play any sports growing up?
Played basketball and football.
Organized or just kind of pick up here and there?
Organized.
Okay.
It wasn't bad.
All right. Now, you play Pop Warner?
No, I never played Pop Warner. My parents wanted me to kind of stay away from it. I played basketball when I was that age.
Okay.
I didn't play football until high school.
Okay. You went to University Christian?
I went to University Christian 6th and 7th and 8th grade.
Okay.
And then when I got to high school, I went to First Coast for a year. Then I went to Reebok the rest of the remaining 3 years.
Play football at Reebok?
Yeah, I did. I made it to an all-star game.
Did you play defensive back or safety or running back or something?
I played middle linebacker.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was decent.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you're fast, but you just didn't strike me as having the size for a middle linebacker.
I weighed like 220 in high school.
All right.
It's like 5'11".
Your pops is in good shape.
Yeah,
You got good genes, man.
Yeah, I know it's hurting them, man.
Well,
Hurts the family.
yeah, it does.
It's like a big disappointment.
It crushes the family, man. I mean, did you play AAU basketball?
No, my cousin did it.
Okay.
But, it's... I don't know what to say, man. You have your whole life in front of you. You try to stay out of trouble. You try and walk a tightrope.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you take care of your family while you're doing it. Try and keep your family pedigree.
Bursey, sometimes things happen, man. Sometimes things happen that ain't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Emotions are hard to control, man.
I mean, it's just a major disappointment. It's not even me, man. Just, you feel like you let the family down. The main thing
You did let your family down. Stop thinking your family is a great family.
All I ever wanted to do was just take care of the family, make sure everybody was good.
You can still do that because you know what? Look at what you have put them through because of your actions. Okay? You can start to fix that and repair that by being honest with yourself, being honest with your parents. Mom and dad are going to love you no matter what. Okay? They're going to love you. They're your parents. There is no love. There's nothing that is going to come between you and them that is going to divide that love. All right? Sometimes it's tough love. And sometimes we don't want to hear it and we don't want to feel it because it's tough love. But that's a parent's job, right?
That's true.
Parents' job is to tell us, hey, I didn't raise you like that, and I know they didn't raise you like that. Your parents.
Yeah, but this type of situation, just having this type of news within the family, within
it's devastating.
Everybody, and within the network, and within everything that everybody's worked so hard for.
Absolutely.
It's
devastating.
It hurts a lot worse than anything else because you work so long to gain a reputation, and then all it takes is just a few moments,
and it's gone
for things to go away,
to erode,
and I can't even. I don't have a feeling right now. I've never really felt this way.
Let me ask you this: do you think you're a bad person, or do you think you made some bad decisions?
I don't think I'm a bad person.
I don't either. You've been very successful.
But when it comes to
relationships, emotions,
choices, and things of that nature, I think sometimes I straddle the fence in some regards.
Hey, you listen to me. You're not alone. We all struggle with that. You're not alone, man.
And then I miss them all. I miss my children. And this situation is a major step backwards when it comes to the things that I've been looking forward to. You know, every day you wake up, the only reason you try is because of who's coming behind you.
Sure.
It's the only reason you give it a shot.
No, absolutely. You're
It's the
absolutely
only
correct.
reason why you even stay persistent. And I know a lot of ways I paid a lot of high prices. I made a lot of sacrifices just to get certain opportunities,
The same way your parents made sacrifices for you, right?
just to even be able to
Sure.
do certain things, man. It's like we pay a high price just to be able to live. And when I say live, it's not living. I'm breathing and drinking and stuff like that. Like live, like I can give my child an opportunity. I can teach my son a craft. I can give my daughter something that'll help her that goes outside of her beauty passion and stuff like that. And those were the main things that pushed me ahead. But this situation, it feels like a lot of progress went backwards, and it hurts. It's an unexplainable feeling when you have a vision, when you see where things can go, and the only reason you have a vision is because of your children. You know, my time in the sun, it's been gone. I'm an adult now.
Mm-hmm.
But their time in the sun is just starting.
Just starting.
And it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I've carried the weight so much, even when it came to carried the weight. She never even looked at different things. Just putting my family in a different situation. She wasn't a homeowner until I bought a house, and that was a proud moment for me because I did it by myself.
Sure. That's a huge accomplishment.
That I put my kids in my house, and I had a place for her to go. And you know, you just take the inertia, you just keep going and moving forward, and it turns into different things, it transitions into different things. And the only reason you do that stuff is for your kids. The reason why you buy a house and not go get an apartment is so that your children have a yard to play in, so your children can have a true ownership, privilege.
In a safe place.
Yes, and
something to call their own, something that they are comfortable in, something that they, you know.
Yeah, I asked her mom to let her live with her for a few more months while I got things together in Connecticut once I moved.
Because mom lives, right?
Yeah, and you know, she just wanted to try and do something on her own, you know, just have her own place, when really all she had to do was be patient, could have something bigger than what she was looking at. I didn't think of Mission Point as a safe place for my kids to stay. I hated it when she, I felt like she was tormenting me when she moved my children out there, because that's a place where I would never go and get an apartment at, you know. Got a guy selling weed, selling marijuana right down the way, stuff like that. I didn't grow up like that. So for me to see my kids in a situation that was totally different from my childhood, I felt like she was shortchanged. And I put it on my back again. Like, all right, let me do this, let me fix this, let me make sure we get what we need where I'm at, so that, you know, because I'm always in charge of everything. I'm always in charge of the finances. I'm always in charge of whatever we do, and I felt like we lost the teamwork aspect of things. The only reason you do what you do is for your family. The rest of the stuff, you know, nobody gives a damn about the type of shirt you wear.
Right.
Because they have thousands of different brands.
Materialistic stuff can be replaced.
Nobody gives a damn.
Relationships can't be, right?
Exactly.
Relationships and the value you place in them and the examples that you set, it can't be. They're irreplaceable.
Exactly, and you know, you put those strong things into it. It's like you put those solid fundamentals into your children, and you just pray that those things grow within them, while at the same time teaching them not to overly emphasize on some of the things that within society we look at as, oh, we have to have it. No, the main things that we have to have come from more of a pyramid standpoint. When you talk about hierarchy of needs, and
Well, you have to have a solid foundation for starters, right?
exactly,
No matter what, the foundation's got to be solid.
when you talk about food, clothing, and shelter being at the foundation,
Morals,
and then,
values, whatever you instill in them, that's the.
and then once those things are on cruise control, by that time you'll be able to do some of the things that you want to do without even thinking about it, because the foundations will be so strong. It's like when people talk about building castles in sand or building a castle on concrete, things like that. And you know me, I never minded working hard. You know, I never minded doing the extra work,
Putting in the work.
Yeah, like even with my family.
Probably because you knew that if you expected to achieve some type of success or a result, you knew that you had to put in the work. I can tell that you come from a good family. Your folks are good people. Your folks, I'm telling you, they are. Even though I just met them, I can tell, and you can tell. You're educated enough to know that when you meet someone, you can tell if they were genuinely a good person or they are not.
I can tell, but a lot of times you still deal with people
Oh, sure.
on both sides, and
Sure.
you know, you always have to. It's just a certain way of doing things. We learn. We see things from both ends. We choose where we are. We stay within our square, but we accept others from their square, and we're able to develop things based on like-minded.
That's what makes us. That's what, despite what differences and things that are going on in our country today, that's what still makes this the greatest country in the world.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
I mean,
the melting
we
pot.
are never going to agree on everything, and it's okay to disagree. Right?
Yeah. Right.
So I just wish more people would adopt and understand that and accept that is the problem.
That's something that I had started kind of. I wasn't overly sharing, you know, but I had one of those things where I just kind of. I'm a black man. Most people who are my color, the only thing they like are shoes and clothes and jewelry. I don't even wear jewelry because in some forms it's, you know, a guy told me a long time, don't wear it all. And being conservative always wins the game. And when I look at my people, when I look at people who look like me, yeah, I only see or meet people like myself so far and in between. So I try and make sure that I could be an example of a different type of wholesomeness than what a person would see in their neighborhood or their home. Most people where I come from, or not where I come from, but most people, African Americans, their lives were centered around the urban core for the most part, a lot of things are generational. I grew up in Mandarin, you know what I mean? Right. So I can.
Right. So you had a considerably different upbringing than somebody who grew up at 45th and Mockery.
Exactly.
And the bricks over there at Hilltop Apartments.
Exactly.
No, I get. I completely understand.
And I think that it makes the difference when, at least myself, I can walk in my positivity or in my light or in my darkness and make a difference from a different level, not by just saying what I say or doing what I do, but by living it, by being able to reach people who I know. When I talk to some black people, they'll be afraid to talk to them. I've seen blacks not give other races chances just because they were fed poison in their households. And I've had people of different races treat me better than my own. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And you know, I'm talking to you, and as an African American male, I can see the difference when I deal with people a little bit who look like me, because they can see it as well. And you know, I don't back down from it. I hate racism, man. One of my best friends is Italian. My other best friend is Indian. You know what I mean? So when I would walk into the urban core and I would hear, no, we're gonna do that because they look like us, a lot of people would turn their back on me. A lot of people turned their back on me because I didn't lean towards the black vote or.
And why is that? Because you had a solid foundation, right? Solid foundation of cores, values, and everything else that was instilled upon you, and you had the courage to stand for what you believed in.
Yeah, but I know that you have to judge a man by the character, not their appearance.
Absolutely, you're 100% correct. And
I know that, you know, in my walks of life, or my courses, my obstacle courses, my journey, those have been the things that have made the difference. I've had friends from my walks of life, man, they lack the diversity and the perspective to see things a lot more clear. It's a lot. I could talk for hours on it, man, but you understand where I'm coming from.
I do.
You know?
Having said all of that we just talked about, why did this happen? What led up to this? How did we get here?
Man, I don't know. Maybe somebody felt like they were doing me a favor, but it wasn't a favor. You know, when it comes to me, a lot of times, some people try to, especially people that look like me, they'll overly try and appease me to a degree, in some regards, and they do it because I'm different. You know what I mean? And I'm not God, I'm not Jesus, I'm not Peter, Paul, or Mark, but when it comes to how I do things, I accept everybody. I'm accepting. I don't look at where people come from, I look at where you are. I don't look at how you grew up, I look at how you talk to me. You can say all of the wrong things to everybody else, but if you say the right thing to me, I have no choice but to say, all right, man. You know what I mean? And I just see people as themselves. I see people as a soul. I see people as a spirit. I see them for who they are. I don't look at the other things, and I think that when I deal with people, they see that with me. I don't turn people around, no matter where they come from. I'm not better than anybody, no matter where my family comes from, but I do have a standard when it comes to how I like to deal with people.
At the end of the day, like I said before, you got to be completely honest with yourself, and you're the one that has to bear those actions. Okay? However you do that and however you deal with that is up to you. I can't force that upon you. Nobody can. There's nothing that anybody can do that is going to change what happened, what has transpired over the last 28 hours or whatever it may be by now that we're into. But there are things that we can do from this point forward to try to begin to repair things as best we can. And the damage is done, unfortunately, and it is catastrophic damage.
I just want to raise my kids.
Well,
And
I think you're going to have a significant setback in doing so.
I don't want to go to prison.
Well,
I don't want to go to prison. I love my children. I want to make sure I watch them grow up. There are different things I want to instill.
I understand, but again, like I said, unfortunately, sometimes emotions get in the way of our rationale and our decision making. And all it takes is a split second. I would love to share with you my opinion on what I think happened, but we don't operate on opinions because I have a pretty good idea of what happened, and I don't think it's even been touched on.
Yeah.
I truly think things were not intended or meant to happen the way they did. And I truly think that something got heated and something happened that wasn't supposed to happen, and then panic set in. And it's like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. How can I fix this? I have become accustomed to fixing things my entire life. I'm not only a doer, I'm a provider, and I'm a fixer. But I have never been faced with anything like this before. And that's when panic sets in.
Yeah.
And that's when things get sloppy. And then that's when we have to get more creative at trying to figure out how we're going to explain things. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm not trying to put thoughts in your mind. I'm just sharing some information with you, okay? I've been doing this job for a little while. All right? That does not mean that I'm sitting here telling you that I know everything, because I learn things every day. And I learn things from people that are younger than me, people that are older than me, people that look like me, people that don't look like me.
I understand.
Because I place a lot of value in the people that I encounter and that I surround myself with.
I understand.
And I'm a firm believer of treating people with dignity, with respect, in the same way that I would want them to treat me and treat my family.
That's a great statement.
So,
before we get to this next sequence, I want to know if one of your colleagues could just let me smoke one time, so that I can just go through this process and just figure it out.
go through what process?
I don't know how this is going to go.
Alright, so I'll walk you through the process, because what's getting ready to happen now is the guys are finishing some paperwork. From there, we're going to walk you over to the jail. You're going to go through the intake process where they're going to fingerprint you and photograph you. And then
When it comes to the photo and everything,
I would anticipate that sometime either tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon you will go before a judge.
I want to know if you guys can keep the news out of the situation, or we can
It's
sign
already all over it.
non-disclosure, or
The
they
news
could
is already all over it.
they could leave my picture off of the headlines, things of that nature.
They are going to, obviously you watch the news, right?
Yes.
You know how they are.
Has my name been in
As
the
a-
news as of yet?
It has not. It has not.
Can they
Okay,
keep
and I
it
can
down?
tell you that for sure because I am the one, part of my responsibilities and my duties as a supervisor with the homicide unit is that I'm the one that has to address the media. So last night I stood up before all of the local news cameras and provided them with a very brief explanation of what we knew at the time because we knew very little information at that time. Okay? But as the investigation progresses and when we get to a point where an arrest is made, there is a thing in the state of Florida that's called the Sunshine Law, which requires entities like us, a public entity, to share information with those outlets. Okay?
Right.
So it's not that we're doing it because we want to be cruel and run your name through the dirt and all that. It's essentially a requirement, basically.
I know that the news sometimes sensationalizes.
This is merely my opinion, personal opinion. I completely agree with that statement.
I mean, my thing is when it comes down to it, they have a job to do.
They do.
But in regards to
I feel like they could be a little bit more respectful in the manner in which they do their job. Me personally.
I agree.
I understand they have a job to do, but there are certain situations where I think if they were to just maybe for once put themselves or their families if they in the role of the story that they're reporting on, I believe that they would have a different outlook and a different perspective on things.
I wish that I don't know, man. Maybe. I don't know, man. My mind's everywhere right
No,
now.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. You have a lot to take in, and you have a lot to think about. And you're going to go through a roller coaster of emotions. This is definitely something you are not used to.
So you have your first appearance before a judge with this type of stuff. How does that go?
I mean, it's just like any other first appearance. I mean, they're going to review the probable cause affidavit, and they are going to say, yes, I agree, or no, I don't agree that there's probable cause for this arrest, and then they will set a bond. But, and then from there, the clock starts, and then the process starts. So, you know, but at any point, you're going to be appointed representation, and then either you personally or your family, you always have the option to hire counsel or someone to represent you. But if at any point during that process you decide that, hey, I would really like to share exactly what happened, because you'll get to that point eventually.
I should have just.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At some point you're going to get there, and right now I can't even imagine what's rolling through your brain. I really can't. You know,
That's fine.
but at some point you'll get there. You know, and because I think up until maybe 30-45 minutes ago, I don't think reality had set in. But I think now reality is slowly starting to at least appear.
I should have just ran for public office or been a preacher.
So,
I should have been a preacher.
but you know, like I said, what's done is done. Nobody can change it.
No, I understand.
Okay? But there are
business.
As bad as this seems right now, there are still things you can do to help the situation, to help your babies, and to help both of your families.
What does that look like?
Huh?
What does that look like with this?
It starts with being honest with yourself and not doing this because that's all you've been doing for the last 15 or 16 hours. Deflecting, pointing things this way, pointing things that way. You know why? Because of self-preservation. Because when we do that, we protect what? Right?
Understood.
So at some point, what we have to do is we have to stand before that mirror that we look at, and we have to say, self, I think think I need to be honest with you.
Just need enough chance to make it right.
So,
But see what happens.
so what I was saying was, at some point, I think you're going to come to the realization that I need to be honest with myself. I need to be honest with my family. I need to be honest with his family. I need to be honest with my children.
Yeah.
Okay?
Is there a way that I understand the guy who had the cigarettes? Can he give me one?
What is that going to do for us?
Right now, it'll just calm my nerves because I know once I walk out of here, I won't be back in here again after that.
Well, the only time you will come back here is if you make a determination that you want to be honest with yourself and you want to tell us exactly what happened. That's the only way you'll find yourself back over here.
Yeah.
Because you're getting ready you're getting ready to go into an environment that is definitely not something that you're used to.
Yeah. People with these types of charges, what floor is that?
It varies because they have just gone through a whole reclassification. They still have a little bit of COVID protocol things over there, so they kind of sometimes have to arbitrarily move people. I would say predominantly they used to be on the 4th and 5th floor, but they're moving. They sometimes there's little to no explanation for the housing assignments. So and again, that is a completely different side of the house than what we work on. That is, the correction side is different, even though it all falls within the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. They have their own kind of policies, practices, and things over there that are different than the way we run things on the police side. So I wish I could tell you more or more specifically how it relates to that and your housing assignment and what floor and who you'll be with and all that, but I don't know. All right? And that's one thing about me. I'm always going to be completely upfront honest with you. If it's something I don't know, I'm going to tell you I don't know. I'm not going to make up some silly answer and expect you to believe it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you something that you want to hear just because I think you want to hear it.
Yeah.
All right? It may not always be what you want to hear, but it'll be the truth. I promise you that.
All right.
Okay? And that's what we expect from people when we come in here. And it takes a while sometimes, but eventually we get to that point.
Yeah, understood.
So,
I understand.
and I can tell, man, I can tell how heavy this is weighing on you. And what that tells me is it tells me you're a good person. Because you got a conscience, and it bothers you. Because if it didn't, and if you were truly just an evil person, it wouldn't bother you. It would not bother you one bit. You would be sitting there, you know what you'd be doing, matter of fact? You'd be doing what most of them do that don't have a conscience. They come in and go to sleep just like that because it doesn't bother them. It doesn't faze them.
Yeah.
But you're a good person, man. You are. You just let your emotions get the best of you. And you made something went terribly wrong. You made a poor decision, followed by a couple other poor decisions. And ultimately, that's what's led you to being here.
No. The colleague had time to walk me out for a smoke break before they send me to process.
I don't think so. I think our smoke breaks are over. Okay? And again, I'm not saying that because we're trying to be ugly or anything like that, but
No.
but I mean, based on your kind of demeanor and your behavior, we got to be very limited on, you know, where we take you and what happens, right? Because ultimately, your safety is our responsibility. So I don't want to take you somewhere that kind of goes beyond the scope of where we have to go minimally. And minimally, all we have to do is walk over to the jail, right? But if we go elsewhere and you kind of make a poor decision and you do something that results in something that compromises your safety, our safety, whatever else, then it puts us all in kind of a bad situation.
I understand.
So I hope you understand that. And y'all ready? Okay. I wish you the best, man. I mean, but I think you're slowly getting there. And if before you leave, you decide you need to get something off your chest and you want to tell us exactly what happened, I'll be more than happy to listen to you. All right?
There's nothing that I can say that would get me whole.
That's correct. There is absolutely nothing. But what I told you is there are things you can do and say that are going to begin to show that you are finally taking some ownership for your actions and being responsible and being accountable, I guess, more, and then begin to repair things for your family. Because what I was telling you, the biggest, I think, for me, from an outsider looking in, knowing what a good family you have and that you come from, is that just the disappointment alone in your mom and your dad and Micah and your sister, they truly care about you. They really do. And they have your best interest in mind. But they are disappointed that not only have you put yourself in that position, but you have put them in that position because of your actions. Your actions led to, 8 or 10 police officers coming to their house today for hours at a time. Their neighbors are out there going, what in the world is going on over here at Sandella and Dale's house? What's going on?
I understand.
Right?
Yeah. Can we loosen the right one?
Yeah. So only you can fix that, man. I can't fix it, all right? And that's going to take you first being honest with yourself, being honest with your family, being honest with your children. It's right there. You're right there, man. I'm telling you, you want to do it, and you know what? You'll feel so much better because right now I'm sure it feels like you got thousands of pounds on your shoulders.
That's right. I gotta find it. No, don't work against me.
And you will, once you get that stuff off your chest, you're gonna feel like, instead of you sitting like this, you're gonna be like, at least I have the weight off of me, right? It's behind me. I don't have to wonder what's coming next, who's coming to talk to me next. I don't have to continue to bear this pain, right?
I understand what you're saying.
Okay. Have a seat. Let me finish what we got to do, and then we'll get you on your way. Okay?
Just a couple minutes now. Oh, really?
All right, man.
You gonna water anything?
Wanted a cigarette, but
I can't give you that right.
I'm good right now.
All right. It's been a long day. It's hot as shit in this hallway. Hot in there?
It's a little warm. It's kind of cool as well. Not that bad.
What kind of work you do?
I'm in management.
You in Connecticut a lot, you say?
Yeah, that's actually where my job is based. I was in Jacksonville getting some stuff straightened out with my doctor.
What part of Connecticut?
New Haven.
You like it up there?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like an hour away from New York.
It's cold in the winter, ain't it?
Yeah, it snows a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I enjoy it. It's nothing like home, though. you know, here at home just has its own culture. You know what I mean? Jacksonville is so big to the point where you go to different sides of town. It's like cities within a city.
Yeah, you're right.
Like Orange Park, Middleburg, the north side of Jacksonville, south side beaches, Fernandina, American Beach. Like Jacksonville has so many cities within the city.
Yeah.
There's no other place like it.
What's your mom? What she do for a living?
She used to be in management as well.
Yeah. What about your stepdad? He looked like a military guy.
Yeah, he's in the military.
Was he?
Yeah. But he dealt with construction, a construction engineer. I did the same, but I was like a superintendent.
You make good money doing that.
Yeah, I left it alone, man, once I got the job in Connecticut. That type of stuff is cross transferable.
Yeah.
For the most part. Just different genre. Different. Where are you originally from?
Military kid. I've been everywhere.
Nice.
But moved here in '99. Doing some work and then got this job. Been here too long now to leave.
You guys' job seems pretty light.
I'd rather be in, I don't really know. I spent a lot of time in North Carolina. I like it there.
Yeah, your job doesn't seem too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Job doesn't seem too bad.
Job?
Yeah, your job doesn't seem too bad.
It can be.
You know, dealing with different personalities and people like myself.
Yeah, it's, you know, whether it be a traffic ticket or settling an argument, you know, nobody's ever happy with you because people just want to do what they want to do, you know?
Yeah, that's normally how it is. That's normally how it is. I love it about put me on one of those floors. I don't want to be somewhere where it's too crowded. Be somewhere where I can stay to myself long term.
Yeah, let's see. I've lived here, North Carolina, Nebraska, Washington State, born in Maine, lived in Alaska. I think that's the only place I've lived.
The places I've lived were Jacksonville, Orangeburg, South Carolina, and Connecticut. Those were most of the major moves I made. Yeah, Orangeburg was pretty slow, man. But I went to school there, so it wasn't so bad. Everybody was doing the same thing, so we always had, you know, group elements and things like that.
It's pretty small there, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like right outside Columbia. So Columbia really isn't bad.
You weren't that far from Charlotte then, right?
No, Charlotte was like 2.5 hours away.
Yeah.
Yeah. My oldest son, he stays in Charlotte. He's 5. Okay. Shit hurt my children. Cause now I feel like somebody else will have to raise. I almost feel like somebody else will be raising them. Like I'm doing. Put a lot of everything.
You a Jaguars fan, or did you switch over to the Patriots living up there?
I don't really watch a whole lot of sports, man. But I'm always a Jags fan, along with the Steelers.
I don't watch much sports either anymore. Actually, once I had kids, I feel like all I ever watched was the Disney Channel, but now they're all grown up, so
Exactly.
I can watch whatever, and sometimes I still watch the Disney Channel.
Yeah, you know, we have to watch what floats their boat.
Yeah.
What they like.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things. I think a lot of my new interests kind of follow was like watch a lot of History Channel. Try to get my kids into it.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. If I choose to watch TV, you know, it's almost like the TV is always in front of us with how our cell phones are made now.
Yep.
You know, you press an app, and there it is.
Yeah,
News, ESPN, and the whole nine. You don't even have to watch TV.
It's true, because I find myself in here a lot of times. I just get tired of doing something. Next thing you know, you're tired of doing this.
The last time I saw something like this, I had gotten a DUI. And I spent the night in jail. Yeah, I feel like that was just the worst experience of my whole entire life. And I'm just looking at this now, and it's like,
Yeah.
On July 17th, 2024, Bursey Armstrong was found guilty of 2 counts of second-degree murder for the death of Tasheka Young and her unborn child.
In the circuit of the 4th Judicial Circuit in Duval County, Florida, case number 16-2022, CL 7251-8XXXMA, Division CRE. State of Florida versus Bursey, Jerome, Armstrong Jr., verdict count 1, with the jury found the defendant guilty of murder in the 2nd degree as charged in the information. We find the defendant discharged a firearm causing death or great bodily harm during the commission of the offense. Verdict as to count 2, with the jury found the defendant guilty of murder in the 2nd degree as charged in the information. We found the defendant discharged a firearm causing death or great bodily harm during the commission of the offense. Say so be all, done Jacksonville, Duval County, Florida, signed by 4-person on July 17, 2024.
And on August 22nd, 2024, he was sentenced to life in prison. He is currently serving his time at the county jail awaiting transfer to prison. Tasheka's 2 children are now in the full-time care of her mother. I want to thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next one.